The 1997 Nintendo 64 game GoldenEye 007 is now available on the Nintendo Switch and Xbox. In this video, I'll tell you my impressions and what's the go-to version if you haven't played it yet. So without any further ado, let's get started. Hey, what's going on everyone? It is Tony here again and welcome to another video. But before I start, it's important to note that all the footage in this video was captured in Full HD, and the Nintendo 64 game was captured using the real hardware. That said, the Nintendo 64 footage is very stretched out, and of course, it's unfair to get it into the competition. The original version has a resolution of 320 by 237 pixels. As a comparison, it would look like this on a Full HD or 1920 by 1080 video, and half of this size on a 4K video. As you can see in this footage, the game certainly hasn't aged well, but it still looks good on an old CRT TV. The controllers were clunky and not very intuitive if you are used to a more modern control scheme. The N64 controller didn't have a second analog stick, and the yellow arrows would do the job instead. One nice touch is that you could change the aspect ratio of the game from standard 4:3 to widescreen 16:9 if you had that kind of TV. The Switch and Xbox versions run on an emulator but were ported by different companies. Nintendo Europe R&D division developed it on the Switch side, and Code Mystics developed it for the Xbox. Both versions are very well emulated, but I like the Xbox version best as the texture looks more polished than the Switch version. Unfortunately, Nintendo didn't change how the controller works, so it might take some time for you to get used to it. On the other hand, Code Mystics remapped the controllers, and the game now functions like a perfect modern era FPS game. Both versions have the frame rate capped at 30 frames per second, which is okay for this game. As for the online multiplayer, only the Nintendo Switch version has this option. Another issue with the Xbox version is that the game is part of the Rare Replay collection, because if you have a physical copy of the game like me, you won't be able to download it. The only way to play it is buying a digital copy of the Rare Replay or subscribing to Game Pass. But if you have access to Game Pass and don't mind not having online multiplayer, I'd choose the Xbox version as the best version to play because of the graphics and most importantly, the controller. Now, let's talk about some curiosities around this game. Rare started its development in 1995, the same year the movie was released, with only 3 people in the dev team. There were a lot of visits to the Eon Productions and MGM Studios to take some photographies and collect information to help the game be as more realistic as possible. At first, it would be a 2D side-scrolling platform game for the Super Nintendo, but then inspired by Doom and Virtual Cop, they decided to change it to a 3D first-person shooter. One final curiosity for this video is that a fan found a disabled ZX Spectrum emulator with 10 games developed by Rare on the original game. So that was it for today's video guys, I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, it helps a lot. Share this video with your friends, subscribe for more gaming content, and turn on the notifications so you don't miss any new videos. Click on this video if you want to know more about how Kirby's franchise was created. I hope you guys have a great week. God bless you all, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.